Hello everyone, this video will introduce 4 challenges that will give you a chance to practice Numpy, specifically working with random numbers, sorting, and also Boolean masking. So let's look at these challenges. I will introduce them to you, and I will also give you a little bit of guidelines how to go about them. So let's take a look at them. So the first challenge is basically creating a function that creates n number of random numbers, random integers between 0 and 5. And calculate and report the number of times each of those possibility has occurred. So for example, if n is 10, 0 has happened twice, 1 has happened 3 times, 3 has happened 2 times, 4 has happened 2 times. And so basically I want for the function to report out how many times each of from 0 to 4 has occurred based on the number of n's. So once you have that function, next I want you to run that and report based on different n, which could be 100,000, 10,000, and 100,000, to see the differences that might happen with the randomization. So here I had created that function before, so I don't have it here for you to be challenged, but I'm using that function for n numbers of n being 1,000. And we can see in this particular run, I'm getting 0, 194, getting 1, 204, and so on and so forth. So before I move on to the next challenge, if I were to run this again, I would have a completely different answer. So because it's still random numbers. But there is a trend when you move from 100,000, 10,000, and 100,000 that I want you to detect by doing this practice. Second challenge is going to be working with the iris data. Basically, here I want you all to write a function, write a code, apologize, not a function, write a code that will calculate the average of sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width for all of the types of the colors, all of the types of the flowers. So there are 3 iris flowers. We have Iris setosa, Iris versicolor, and Iris virginica. And we have 4 measurements for each of these flowers. So by what we learned during this Numpy module, I want you all to be able to reach to this output. So the code that goes here is just, I have omitted. I want you all to perhaps write, a loop or like a nested loop or one loop, and then also do what we learned during this course to do these calculations and report them out. The third challenge is not really a programming challenge. Really what I want you all to do is to put these values that we calculated in a table format. You could do this on Excel or Word document. That's just fine, because all I want you all to be able to do to see that and also be able to see the patterns there. There's a pattern there, and based on that pattern, you can answer this question. And then you just have to do it to understand. And the last challenge is basically creating mapping a function to the iris data to be able to calculate the area of the flowers, like petal and sepal flowers, and then report the sorted iris data based on the sepal area. So remember, we want to sort something based on a specific column. This is something we'll learn in this one of the videos. So you need to use the mapping function, calculate the area, and then apply the sorting of the area to the whole iris data. Let me see what you